Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. It's still pretty dark. Here we are at 5:41 a.m. Central Daylight Time, September 5th, 2019. And you get later in the year, it just stays dark because it's really 4:41 in real time. Let's see here. Labro and Graham Woodford Reserve Distillers Select Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 90.4 proof. Batch 801 bottle 2658. This is a Brown-Forman brand. I believe it came onto the market in 2003. That's what my information was able to discern. Thank you, Sonia, for this bottle. You see, I've been drinking it down. It was nearly full when she gave it to me. She said she wasn't going to drink bourbon anymore. And it's got a nice, she got this copper stopper. The competitor is from 1984. Well, this is 2014 bottling, but 1984 they introduced Blanton single barrel bourbon, 93 proof. Now I assume that Blanton's will win because it's probably a better whiskey. It's about $30, $27 to $30 more per bottle. All right. But we don't know until we do the blind taste test. And plus, it's a little higher proof, just a little bit higher, and sometimes that will show through. I didn't pay for either one of these. Sonia gave me both of these. Like I said, thank you. She said if she drinks just one mint julep, she feel like she took medicine for 2 days. Not a good sign. So she said, I'm not drinking it anymore. Good decision. And she told me, you can have it because I'm just not going to drink it. It's going to waste. Nice jockey on the cork. This is S. Years ago, she gave me a bottle of Sazerac rye. Now, I think someone gave that to her. She just wasn't interested in rye whiskey. So she said, you want it? I said, sure. And that's the first whiskey review I did, and it was really good. Had that spicy rye taste and aroma. All right, so there's the Blantons. Whoa, amber, nice looking. In Louisiana, you can get it about $55 a bottle. Some stores maybe 60, but about 55 to 60 somewhere. Other states, they tell me I can't even find it. It's totally impossible to find. And they'll have to chase it down, and I'm sorry about that. I guess since Buffalo Trace Sazerac's headquarters, their corporate headquarters, at least corporate, is in New Orleans, they make sure we get it. This is a heavy stopper. It's heavy. It's solid. It's not plastic covered with sheet metal, you know what I mean, foil. It's the real thing. WF, Woodford Reserve. I'm keeping this after I get rid of the bottle. This is a good thing to have. Good stopper. Goes right in there, keeps it sealed. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Appearance. Didn't pour enough Woodford Reserve. The Woodford Reserve is darker. Now, I've read some comments about this. People are saying it's not as good as they say. It's not even as purified as they claim. It's only part of it's made over there at Woodford Reserve, that old distillery, and a lot of it's blended in with other stuff from Brown-Forman. It's all straight bourbon, but you can make a blend of straight bourbon. But I don't really know, but it seemed to taste good, quality. Wouldn't say extraordinary or anything like that. So you can see the Woodford Reserve is a good deal darker. Do they add coloring? Can't add coloring to straight bourbon. It cannot be colored or flavored. Look how dark. much more golden over here, amber gold. So I will have to watch out for the appearance. The appearance throw me off. So we've got Sazerac, one of the world's biggest liquor companies, versus Brown-Forman, I guess an even bigger liquor company. Whiskey mainly, not only by a long shot. Brown-Forman makes Canadian whiskey. They make rum, gin, vodka, brandy, cognac, on and on and on till the break of dawn. But they don't really talk too much about a lot of their products. Their showcases, Jack Daniels, obviously. Family-owned company. Sazerac, family-owned company. I was thinking that maybe the next bourbon I buy will be Old Charter from Sazerac Buffalo Trace. They got an 8 on there, but it's not age 8 years anymore. There's no age statement. Somebody wanted to go to court and say, you tricked me. You said it's 8, and I assumed it was 8 years. But it doesn't say 8 years age. It just say 8. Jack Daniels Old number 7. That would be like saying, oh, I thought it was age 7 years because it said number 7. McAfee's benchmark number 8. Very clearly says in the bottle, age 3 years. But you say, well, that's kind of deceptive, and they know what they're doing. Probably, but it's not technically a fraud. So I just think that if you're a consumer, you need to have enough brains to look, pay attention, listen, and learn. Just do it. Johnny Tactical says, got to read the fine print. Right. But these people, they want to go to court. I want to go to court about everything. I want to go to court. But they're the ones that are being deceptive because they knew. They're just looking for a payout. Remember with the old cigarette tobacco lawsuits? I used to think, well, when I was young, I thought I didn't know things as a teenager. I just thought whatever the news said must be true, evil tobacco companies out to get people. But now being older and reading more, I'll say, the people do things and then they want to blame somebody else. They knew tobacco, you sucking in smoke into your body, but you didn't know it was bad for you. You breathing in smoke from a burning, dried plant. But I thought it was safe. That's the kind of stupidity that we deal with in the United States. We think the United States is a better country than every other country. We're way smarter. I'm not too sure about that when you see these kind of things, But anyway, sue Happy Nation. Yeah, lawsuit Happy Nation. All right. I got in a big argument with somebody yesterday over bourbon. Oh, he got so angry, a Budweiser salesman, Anheuser-Busch salesman for the distributor. I said, well, you can get angry or whatever, but I'll tell you, I know I'm right. And then his response, this was his response to back up his claim. It's hard. It's impossible to argue with an ignorant person. We could call me names, tell me I'm ignorant. Doesn't matter to me. I didn't back down. I can't see why anybody would be angry over such a trivial matter anyway, right? His other argument was, I've drank way more bourbon and whiskey than you have. I said, well, that's good, and I'm impressed. And that's a nice thing, and I'm proud of you. I said, but yet, at the end, you're still wrong. He didn't like that. And then finally, I confronted him. I said, okay, you tell me, what is a bourbon? All right. He said, no, you tell me. I said, oh, no. You made the contention, so it's on you to tell me. You see, he was trying to get me to say it because you know what? I realized he didn't know what was a bourbon. He drank it. He collected it. But at the bottom line was he didn't really know. I said, right. Then he stalked off. I said, you got to stalk off because you don't know what you're talking about. He could know, he could do the research. It's very clearly written on the Tax and Trade Bureau website, the U.S. government regulatory agency. He said, "You're never wrong, huh? You're never wrong." I said, "Yes, I'm wrong sometimes, and I'll admit it." All right. I said, "But in this particular case, I guarantee you, I'm right." This smells very woody. I smell a lot of charcoal. And it was that old bourbon argument. You probably know what it was about. It's the one everybody always argues about. And there's no wiggle room on that. It's not like, well, you could be right, you could be wrong. No, it's like one side is absolutely 100% right and the other side is 100% wrong on that argument. There's no middle ground on that. It's how clear cut it is. This is woody. It's charcoal. It's it's almost smoky grain. A lot of corn, some wheat. You say wheat. I don't know if they use wheat. Maybe they use just barley malt, but maybe it's making me think of wheat. It's a grain. Wheat's a grain. Say it's not the same. It's not the same. I know. That's why they got two different names. One's called wheat. One's called barley. Okay. Over here. I don't know why I have tags at the bottom of the glasses, because I already could see that the Woodford Reserve is way darker. The tags is if they look the same and you mix them up and you could tell which was which, you got it right or wrong, right? But if it'd be like if you did Guinness versus Budweiser, you wouldn't need tags, but then why would you do Guinness versus Budweiser? Why would that require a blind? You could do a taste test just for general interest, but why would you do a blind taste test? That you're not going to confuse the two. But some of these whiskeys, and especially the clear rum, white rum, silver rum, but it's clear. You gotta have tags for those because they all look alike. But in this case, it wouldn't be necessary. But I got to keep my eyes closed because I don't want to tip myself off. Okay. They don't smell alike. Corn, yeah, but what did I say with the Jack Daniels and the black label and the green label Jack Daniels? I said they had like a strong it's not really right, but I say like cornbread and sourdough bagel. Neither one of those is really correct. But I didn't know how to describe it. But it had a distinctive thing, a commonality, a thread running through those. Plus the low proof 80. This one has that carryover, the sourdough bagel cornbread thing. I say, whoa, maybe this is. No, neither one of these is burning my nose with the alcohol though, so that's got me a little nervous. But I think that's the Woodford. You can tell because you looking. I can't tell. You can tell. I can't tell. Okay. But on aroma, I'm going to say initially, this is not official. Initially, I think this is the Blanton's. This is the Woodford Reserve. But I have no confidence, really any confidence in that. I'll take a taste. That's going to tell me, I think. See, Blanton's has like this rich kind of alcohol burn, high proof. Well, I guess it's 93 proof, high proof. It's kind of higher. It just right there, wham, wham, wham. Then there's the grains, the sweet candy, like I say, to me, whiskey tastes like candy. And then the follow up with the charcoal. And that's what I was thinking is the Blanton's. Okay. Let's go over here. I know I should have water, but they don't taste, they didn't smell alike, so I don't think they're going to taste alike, and they don't. Oh. Well, okay. This item here is so much more deeply charred. It's like, whoop, charcoal, wood. You can't say smoke, no. But it's like if you agitated the charcoal and it made a puff of dust, dust particles from the charcoal, and it went into the air and you smelled it, it would be like that. What is that called if you did that? What's that stuff called? It's not smoke. Smoke is from a fire burning. Well, whatever, that cloud of dust particles, dust-like particles, and we had that charcoal. This has got me thinking that 90.4 versus 93. The proofs are very close. Very close. I don't know. It's just something making me think this is a Brown-Forman thing. They seem to have a common yeast strain house character, much like Sazerac. And there's something about these Brown-Formans, the Jack Daniels, green or black label, the Old Forester, the original one, the Woodford Reserve here. What's some other ones I had from them? And you say, what about Canadian Mist? Well, you see, that's a different thing. They bought them out in 1971. So did they institute their own yeast strain, or did they simply just adopt what those guys were doing in Collingwood? Who used to own them? Who did they buy Canadian Mist from? I can't remember. Gooderham? I don't know. I don't think so. Somebody, some smaller company. So I think they used the Jack Daniels barrels to age the Canadian Mist and the Collingwood, which I've never had. So could that could make a little crossover. All right. See, I just think this is the Blantons. It's got a strong pop at the end. How do you call that? It's like a shine. It shines in the taste, like ring, like a little siren going off. I think that's why people like it so much. And if you don't pay too close attention to it, you won't pick up that Buffalo Trace whiskey, bourbon whiskey base. Could it be like a Ford Mustang built on a Falcon platform, or a Mustang 2 built on a Pinto platform, or a Mustang 3rd generation? They were going to call it a M3 for a while, but they didn't stick with that idea, thank goodness. Mustang 79 to 93 built on a Ford Fairmont platform. You know what I'm saying? Could it be like that? They're using Buffalo Trace as their base and building. I get that impression. It's a much more luxurious thing, you see. I think the 1980 Mercury, Cougar, and Thunderbird were also built on a Fairmont platform, if I'm not mistaken, and the Granada, the 81. So it's funny how Ford would use that basic platform and just build all these different cars off of it. It's amazing. Got a lot of charcoal. Drewski says, Ronald the Riot. Cheers, bud. Open your eyes. I can't because I'm going to tip myself up, but I am going to open now. I think this is the Woodford Reserve, and I think that's the Blantons. Which one tastes better? Okay. We'll decide that in a moment. Well, we'll decide right now. Heck. Man, that's a lot of charcoal, though. Golly. Whoa. Guess. I think Blanton's is better because it's got a more. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what tastes better. You say, well, one is $25, $27 to $30 more a bottle. That one better tastes better. Everyone knows. All the good bourbon people clearly know that Blanton's is better. But I'm probably not one of the good bourbon people because to me, they both have their own attributes and they both enjoyable. So I can't say, well, maybe Blanton's is better. I don't know. I just don't know. In my case, I would just buy whatever one was cheaper. Okay, that might sound terrible, insulting, but what I'm tasting here, I'm not tasting $30 difference. I'm not tasting $20 of difference, to tell you the truth. And that might be upsetting to many people. Look at this yesterday morning, guy getting outraged over these kind of questions. So no, okay. So I think this is Woodford Reserve. I don't need to look at a tag. It's gonna be darker. It is. Ha 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 ha. Copper, copper, copper. Gold, amber. Oh. You might say, oh, so now you're this big expert, right? Oh no, I didn't. I never said I was an expert. I never said I wasn't. But I never said I was an expert. I just said I'm tasting them and seeing if I can tell them apart. I could. And that contention, I think it's valid. Don't know. I think these distilling companies have a house character. It's like Brown-Forman. I'm not saying all their whiskeys taste the same. I'm saying that they taste like they're from the same people. And the same thing with Sazerac. You say, what about Beam? What about Jim Beam Suntory? Yes. If you notice, a lot of Beam products have that green wood. It's like the wood didn't get cured enough, like totally dry, and it's a cellar mold. You say cellar mold. Wow, I want to go run out and buy that. No, it is what it is, but it's not a bad thing. It's just, it reminds me of mold, black mold that grows in a cellar now. None of these descriptors are correct. It's just approximations to try to explain it. The same thing with beer. People will say all these things, and you're trying to narrow it down. The Woodford Reserve is really good. It's profoundly charred, profoundly. It's got candy sweetness, dried flowers, like I always say, the Mylar bagged candied fruit, cake fruit, all of these things. It's mild as heck though, 90.4 proof. I mean, it doesn't taste like an 80 proof. It's got more body, more substance, but it's because those 80 proofs, they taste watered down, but because they are. But yeah, it's nice, man. Oh, I see why you had your eyes closed to review. My bad. Right, because if I looked, I was gonna know automatically because of the difference in color. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be honest about these things. I wanted to be accurate. No, I don't think Blanton's tastes better than Woodford Reserve. And that might get me kicked out of the whiskey drinking community. But I'm just telling you, I don't see it. Which one would I like to drink? Both. If I had to buy it, Woodford Reserve, I would save money. Since I didn't pay for either one of these, they were gifts. It makes them taste a little bit better than normal. You know, that's the best tasting beer, wine, and liquor, the free ones. They just have a little extra flavor. It's a sharp looking bottle, a little too wide, makes it kind of irritating to store it. You got to turn it sideways, but that's just a nitpicky. It's fine. Would I recommend Woodford Reserve? Would I recommend it? Would I recommend it? Of course I would recommend it. It tastes great. What do you think? What do you think I would do? Yeah, I would recommend it. Would I recommend Blanton's? Yeah. Obviously, they're all going to taste a little different because they're from a single barrel. Each bottling comes from a different barrel. You say, well, why does Jack Daniel's always taste the same? Because it's mingled, or as we say in the regular world, it's blended. They blend it to a template. It's all charted, and they'll blend, taste to the center. Oh, they have a tolerance, but the tolerances aren't too wide, and so then they say, boom, there's Jack Daniel's, and they'll start to say at this blend percentage as per these barrels on this season of the year, then we're going to do it. And then you got Jack Daniel's, and it tastes like the rest, even though it's coming from different barrels at different parts of the rick house. All right. You say, why they got the green bottle? Well, the green label, because it's the refuse. It's the stuff that didn't make the cut. They ain't about to throw it out. They blend that. They sell it. And maybe it'll taste a little different, but I didn't really notice anything. I'm not a Jack Daniel's taster. I don't work for that company, so I don't have the experience of just everyday tasting it. And they sell it to certain states like Texas, green label. It's cheaper because it's inferior. Is it bad? No way. Is it enjoyable? Yeah, way. Would I buy it again? You know it. Is it a white whale for some people? Jack Daniel's green. Yes, it is, because they can't find it. They can't get it. Can't get it in Louisiana. No. Why am I calling it a substandard? Well, they say it on their own website. Go read the Jack Daniel's website. Frequently asked questions. What is the green label? They tell you it's not getting the proper exposure. It's a sort of they don't use those terms, a reject. But still, it's very good. So it's fun to do taste challenges when you got something really good, and you can just say every time you do it, oh, this is really good. 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 Right? So it's like this is an approach conflict, a double approach. No, it's an approach conflict. In other words, either choice you make is a good choice. There's no downside to this. If you're doing Blanton's versus Woodford Reserve, there's no downside. It's like really good, really good. So it doesn't matter what choice you make. It's like you say, well, I love chocolate ice cream. I really love strawberry. So you pick one. Well, either way, you're getting something you love. All right. Approach avoidance conflict would be one choice is really good and the other choice is really bad. You mean like if I was doing Blanton's versus Bellows Club whiskey? Right. That would be an approach avoidance conflict. One choice, great. The other choice, not good. But most conflicts in life are double approach avoidance, meaning each choice you make has a good and bad side to it. Double approach avoidance conflict. But this was not, because this is not a real life choice. This is simply a taste challenge with no real importance at all. Aside from trivial, it's trivial and it's enjoyable. And that's where I've gotten into conflicts with people in the past with beer, and especially in the beer world, they seem very uptight. You say, no, beer people are laid back. They're laid back. Not really. Because they don't see it as trivial or entertainment. They think of it drinking beer as like a religion. But it ain't a religion. It's just something to do for fun. And so if your approach to beer drinking is religious, there is definitely going to be problems down the road. It's going to lead to trouble. You say, but you don't look at it like that. You just drink it for fun. I know, but if you're looking at it as a leisure activity, right, and you dealing with people who look at it as an idol, almost like they worship the idol of beer, it's going to develop into a conflict. There's no other way, because you're saying, oh, just, relax, it's just beer. And they're saying, no, this means something. No, it doesn't mean something. You're spinning your wheels in the mud. I would say you're not taking the right approach. And that's not really my opinion. That's just a fact. All right. So anyway, you think beer is important. You say, well, I own a brewing company. It's important to me because I make a living. Well, yeah, in that case, it's important. I'm talking about people that just drink it on a casual basis, like it's some kind of importance. That's what I'm preaching about. All right. Thank you for watching this video production. And now on with the day. Get ready, because there might be, teaser, there might be some rum festivities later on after the break of dawn.